and focus more on bet sizing, because at the end, when it comes to card counting, that's how you win. Like, meaning, even if you're an efficient card counter, if I cap you at 1 to 5x, meaning if you come in and it's a $10 table and I tell you you could bet $10 to $50, you're not beating me. You're not beating me. You could have all the card counting knowledge in the world, and it's going to be useless to you. Like, you're going to have to be able to bet spread. Like, you know, if you're double deck, you need a 1 to 10x. 6 deck, you need to be able to bet 1x to 20x to be profitable. Like, if I know I can't get 1x to 20x, I'm not playing 6 deck, because I know I'm gambling. Like, if I'm not able to bet $100 minimal, 2,000 max, I'm not playing that game in 6 deck. I have no shot of beating it. I'm gonna get crushed beating it. There's just too much volatility. I need a big ass bankroll, and I need to be able to, that kind of bet spread to beat the game. And 2 deck, like I told you, want to beat 2 deck, you got to go 1 to 10x. I know some books will tell you go 1 to 6x, it's enough. 1 to 8x, a lot of them. No. You got to go 1x to 10x. You want to maximize profit, because you will not have longevity as a counter. I promise you. No matter how good you are at deception, how many casinos there are around, you're going to get backed off. Like, I believe me, I've done a lot to negate that. I could share a lot of those with you. Here's one quick one real quick, and we'll shut this off pretty quick. If you're a card counter who is doing it for profit, you know, playing bigger games, whatever, here's a simple rule. Never hit your 16s. Just never do it. Never hit your 16, because that's a automatic. If you're hitting some 16s, staying on other 16s, that's the biggest red flag that you're a counter. You got to do the same thing every time. And what you're going to do is you're going to end up standing every single time, because that's what you're going to want to do when your biggest bets are out there. Because remember, when your biggest bets are out there is when the deck is richest with face cards and 10s. And when I'm sitting on a 16 and the deck is rich in face cards and 10s, I don't want to pull a card. That's what card counting rules are going to tell me, to stand. So I want to do that when the card counts negative too, because the guy up in the eye in the sky, he's keeping count as well. And if he's seeing that at -3, I'm hitting my 16, but at +3, I'm not hitting my 16, they're tossing me out of there. But if I stand on every 16, I'm giving up nothing. Whether you stand or hit a 16, it's a coin flip. You're gaining like 0.0 something % of an edge by deviating from basic strategy when the count dictates. You're not gaining a big enough edge to give away your tell that you're sitting here counting cards. So, yeah, I could share a lot of that stuff. Believe me, I've been thrown out everywhere. So if there's anything, I should put a book together on some of the things to do that will buy you longevity. That'll buy you longevity real quickly. The thing that buys you the most longevity, I'm going to do this just for the steam room in room number 1. You go to the casino on your first trip and you play progression. You even ask them if they could bump your limit up. I know that here's what we say. I know the table's 100, 2,000 max, or 25 to 1,000. So I play a progression. Can I go to 2,000 max? I chase. They're going to watch you and do it. I'll do a negative progression. I'll teach you how to do that in the next one if you want to know. And what you do is you do that negative progression the first time you go. You're not good. You're either going to win a little bit or lose a little bit. Believe me, that's what always happens. If you do it the right way, you're not going to lose much money. You'll probably win some money some of the times, but you're going to build a history of being a guy that is playing a progressive system. So when you up your bet, that looks normal. It doesn't look out of the ordinary. So when I go from a $25 bet to a $500 bet, that looks normal to them because I'm a progressive bettor. That's the ultimate gambit. Going a week prior, a month prior, building a little history, and then going back and dropping the hammer, that's when you're gangster. But again, that's different level. We pulled that off, and now I can't even wait for the bus on a particular property. So if you're going to pull that one off, make sure you're okay with never going back to that casino. because they do not take kindly to that. Almost as bad as taking comps from them and, you know, being an advantage player. That stings the most.